What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing part 2 of the Great League Remix Battle of Spice, featuring 16 more insanely spicy teams. Now I do want to say sorry for the slight delay with this one. Over the weekend I blew a fuse in the extension lead that both my PC and monitor are plugged into, so obviously I couldn't record a video until that was all sorted, but it should hopefully all be fine now. Now if you were wondering when you'll be able to vote for your favourite spicy team, I will be making polls once all 3 Great League Remix Battle of Spice videos are out, but with that being said, let's just get straight into the question of the day. What do you think is the one thing Niantic should do to encourage more trainers to use more variety and more spice in the Go Battle League? Let me know in the comment section down below, and with that being said, let's get into the battles now. Alright, so heading into the first battle, we lead Shiny Shadow Venomoth into Victory Bell. This is a very dominant matchup for us, especially if we're running Confusion, which we are. The opponent's going to swap into a Fire Fang Salamence. Pretty spicy, but nowhere near as spicy as this 100% IV level 51 best buddy boosted Shiny Shadow Dratini. We get a full Dragon Breath farm down. We go for Twister. That does big damage. Twister is a pretty rubbish move. The opponent comes in with a Water Gun Dragalge, so unfortunately for them, we can just fully Dragon Breath farm them down. We're able to make it to yet another Twister up against this Victory Bell. Hopefully the opponent allows us to go for a full sweep, but unfortunately they do end up using their shield. At this point, it will be game over though, and honestly, yeah, we're actually going to no shield here. This is just going to be a Leaf Blade. It's double resisted. We're able to get the Confusion farm down, and we're able to take that game. So, pretty crazy start into the next battle. We've got a triple Hitmon team here, and we're actually running Bullet Punch on our Hitmonchan, presumably for a little bit of coverage, of course. We're going to be very weak to Fairy-type Pokemon, and just Pokemon in general that do resist counter. But the opponent's going to go for an Aerial Ace. They do unfortunately have back-to-back charge moves already. I think we did bank a charge move with our Hitmonchan before we swapped out, but maybe should have swapped out a little bit sooner here, because otherwise we're going to have to double shield to maintain alignment in this matchup. Although with a triple Hitmon team, I guess alignment isn't the most important thing ever. We're going to shield up the next Aerial Ace here, going for the Triple Axle. This should be grabbing a shield back from the opponent. Triple Axle does grab that final shield. They are going to be able to outpace us, so we actually swap into our Hitmonchan here. The opponent goes for the Aerial Ace, which we do tank. We are now going to overfarm, and I don't agree with this. Power Punch is not going to be enough damage to get the knockout here, and the opponent comes out with a charge move loaded, so definitely should have just gone for the Fire Punch there. Aerial Ace will get the KO. At this point, we're going to come in with the Hitmonlee. The opponent comes in with a Victory Bell, and we are just barely able to outpace them to a Blaze Kick. Blaze Kick does huge damage, but the opponent lives with 1 HP and a Dream. They're able to get off a Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade going to be taking out the very classy Hitmonlee, but we can come in with the Hitmontop. They come in with the Rhyperior. Once again, a very spicy pick from the opponent, but close combat, one-shots the Rhyperior. We're able to get the full counter farm down, and we're able to take that game. Into the next game, we've got Chatot in the lead up against a Scrafty, and I believe this is Steel Wing that we are running. We're going to no-shield the first charge move here, obviously just going to be a power-up punch, but they've already got us deep into the yellow health range. Honestly, the next counter probably going to get us into the red health range. Sky Attack is going to be shielded, and the opponent can just go for a full counter farm down, which certainly is not ideal. Once again, going to no-shield here as we come in with the Wailord. They go for an Acid Spray, which is crazy. Then swap into a Victory Bell, and we come in with a Darumaka. Not Darmanitan, this is the pre-evolution. It is just barely not quite excelled all the way to the Great League CP, but it doesn't really matter for this battle here. Gonna go for a Fire Punch. Fire Punch is not going to be enough damage to get the KO, but we do grab that final shield. And at this point, we're also going to use our final shield here, as we can safely shield up a Body Slam. We're going to overfarm. Actually, the opponent able to make it to another charge move here. Body Slam doesn't quite get the KO. We barely hang on, making it to another Fire Punch. Fire Punch will be taking out the Ponyta, the Rapidash, and we can outpace this Scrafty to a Surf before they make it to a charge move. Surf takes out the Scrafty, and we're able to take that game. Into the next battle, we've got a triple gold shiny theme team here. We're going to swap, trying to make a catch there. Unfortunately, not able to do so, but Uxie, very bulky. We're going to no-shield. It's just an Aerial Ace, so honestly, of all the things they could have possibly thrown, Aerial Ace is probably the worst one there. Obviously, X's that would have been super effective, and a Liquidation, obviously going to do a lot more damage there. But either way, we can now go for a Future Sight, grabbing a shield from the opponent. It looks like the opponent will go for a huge farm down here. Actually, never mind. They are just going to use their charge move straight away. Icy Wind, going to take us out there. We can come in with either Pokemon, but we might even come in with the Forretress and then just go for a full Bug Bite farm down. They do just barely make it to another charge move, but that's fine. It will be resisted. Icy Wind, not going to do much damage. It does drop our attack though, which certainly isn't ideal. They're going to come in with a Shadow Machamp, and we are going to go for a bait here with the Sand Tomb. Shadow Machamp, very glassy, so probably going to shield. They do use that shield there, and at this point, we are going to shield ourselves. Now we're pretty close to a charge move on the Arcanine, but we're actually going to commit to a Heavy Slam here with the Forretress. Heavy Slam takes out the Machamp, and now we can swap back into the Arcanine, going straight for a Wild Charge up against Golisopod. Wild Charge gets the one shot, and we're able to take that game. So going into the next battle, we've got a shiny Shadow Kanto Marowak in the lead, which is a Pokemon you very typically do not see. You see a fair amount of the Alolan version, although still not super popular these days. We're going to no-shield. The opponent goes for a crunch, taking out Beheeyem. Pretty much from full health there. That is very unfortunate. But we're now going to come in with the shiny Alolan. Oh man, I'm so used to saying Alolan Marowak. We're coming in with the shiny Kanto Marowak, getting the Mudslap farm down, and the opponent comes in with a Shadow Magneton. If this is their best answer, then it means they've got double magnets in the back. And unfortunately for the opponent, we can just fully Mudslap farm down the entire team, and we're able to take that game. Into the next battle, we see Maractus into Carbink. So this is going to be very nice if we can land a Solar Beam. The opponent's going to swap there. And look at the Incinerate damage. Although, look at the Razor Leaf damage. That's pretty much done as much health there as the Incinerates did. We go for a Shadow Ball, grabbing a shield there from the Carbink. Do they know about the Solar Beam? I don't think they will here. We're going straight for it. We one-shot the Carbink. We even grab a screenshot as well, which is the most important part of this battle. We can now go for an Aerial Ace. And unfortunately for the opponent there, running a very toxic team, they're going to be taken out by a Charmander of all Pokemon. As we come in with the Charmander, of course resisting the Razor Leaf damage, we are running Ember, which is hitting for super effective damage here. Just going to be safe, use our shield, going to double shield here, it doesn't really matter, and at this point we can go for a full Ember farm down, and we will be able to take out the Tropius and take that game. So going into the next battle, and apologies for the slightly weird looking video here. I have stretched it quite a lot because it was quite a wide screen. But anyways, we're going to shield up against this Dragonair. As the opponent goes for a Body Slam, we're now going straight for the Shadow Ball here. No messing around, no baits. Shadow Ball is unfortunately going to be shielded by the opponent, and the opponent can go for a full Dragon Breath farm down as well. So we're going to come in with Rebombi here, or Shiny Rib, as some people might know it as. We are going to no shield here as they go for a Body Slam. They are probably going to outpace us to the next charge move, unfortunately. So we're going to shield here. I'm not even certain if we can go for a full Fairy Wind farm down. It will be very close. It looks like we weren't quite getting it there. So we swap into our Parasect, and the opponent comes in with a Mudslap Kanto. What's this thing called now? Kanto Marowak there. Why am I getting so confused by this Pokemon? The opponent, oh, we actually bait with a Cross Poison there. The opponent also going to go for a bait with a Bone Club. We don't have any shields remaining. Why are we still baiting here? This is resisted damage. This is certainly not the highest quality battle I've ever seen, but it is still very spicy team here with triple bugs. We're going for the X-Scissor, dealing much bigger damage this time around. Are they this time going to go for a Rock Slide here? No, they go for another Bone Club, double resisted. That's absolutely fine with us. The opponent's going to come in with an Air/Mandibuzz, so we do make it to an X-Scissor in time. I think we've got a charge we've loaded on the Shiny Rib, so we can just go straight for the Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam going to hit for super effective damage. It takes out the Mandibuzz, and we're able to take that game. Into next battle, we've got Musharna here into Shadow Alolan Ninetales, and honestly, if the opponent was running this Pokemon, then this would just be like, wow, am I really low in Elo? But since we're using it, then obviously it does qualify as Spice. We're going to go for a Dazzling Gleam there, grabbing a shield, then swapping into our Shadow Sizzle. The opponent very slow to react there, so we get off a huge amount of damage there with those bullet punches. Going to go for a Night Slash, grabbing the final shield from the opponent already, making it to another Night Slash before the opponent even throws the first charge move. Night Slash gets the attack boost as well, so we're definitely going to shield here. They might outpace us to the next charge move, but that's fine. I'd assume we're just going to commit both shields, but no, they actually don't get to the next charge move, so we can go for a Night Slash number 2, taking them out there. They come back in with the Alolan Ninetales, and at this point we are actually going to no shield here. Weather Ball does take us out. We do have a very good response though in the form of Shadow Nidoking. We get the Poison Jab farm down, and the opponent's got Cresselia in the back, so maybe it would have been nice if we kept our Scizor alive, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to swap into Musharna here, just force the opponent to throw a charge move, waste some of their energy as they go for a Grass Knot. We can now go for an Earthquake here. Looks like we're running double nukes on our Shadow Nidoking. Earthquake does big damage to the Cresselia, and the opponent is just going to concede the match there. So into the next battle, we've got a triple shadow, triple level 50 team here, leading with a lowland sandshrew into a mantine. So of course we are running blizzard here. We are going to no shield. This is just going to be an area day, so of course not going to do much damage. Probably implies that they are running Ice Beam as the secondary charge move, but either way, we go for a Night Slash there. We are now going to swap, and hopefully we've just caught a Mud Bomb onto our Shadow Drifloon, and it is the Mud Bomb. That's double resisted damage. Very nice. We do tank that very comfortably. We're now going to win CMP here over the Quagsire, going for the Icy Wind, and that's going to debuff their attack. Now we're going to shield anyways here as the opponent full sends a Stone Edge. I'm not sure if that would KO, it probably would, but since we did debuff them, maybe we'd just barely live it here. But at this point we're just going to double shield, play it safe, go for the full Hex farm down, but the opponent swaps into Annihilate. So we're going straight for the Shadow Ball here. Shadow Ball is going to grab a shield, unfortunately, and we're able to make it to another Shadow Ball, but this time going to go for the Icy Wind instead. Icy Wind, going to of course drop their attack, and then we swap into our Shadow Vulpix. We're just going to no shield, of course, we've got no shields remaining. They go for Shadow Ball, that takes out the Vulpix. Of course, you can see it only barely gets to 1000 CP. We're now going to go for another Icy Wind, just making sure we get off the charge move, and that is going to at least put them into farm down range for our lowland sandshrew to farm them down with the Powder Snows. Shadow Ball once again takes us out. We do get the Powder Snow farm down. We're able to Powder Snow farm down the Quagsire as well, and we live with a Blizzard loaded. We're full sending here, and Blizzard takes out the Mantine, and we're able to take that game. Into next battle, another triple shadow team. We've got Shadow Girafarig in the lead up against the Noctowl, and the opponent is going to fire for charge move. Now we should be able to live a Sky Attack, so we're actually going to no shield here. We don't live it that comfortably. We can come in with Ice Fang Mightyena here, and we're not even running Poison Fang, instead running Crunch and Play Rough. So definitely going to shield. They go for a Shadow Ball, which makes no sense whatsoever. That is of course resisted by the Dark typing, but that allows us to get a full Ice Fang farm down, and then they come in with a Greninja, so we're going straight for the Play Rough here. Probably not expecting it, and Play Rough one-shots Greninja. They come in with an Ampharos, and we're still able to make it to a Crunch as well, which is going to be very nice. This should be grabbing a shield from the opponent, and at this point they do get a very big farm down though. So we're going to come in with the Girafarig, throwing straight away here. It looks like a CMP type as well. Psyche Fangs grabs that final shield, and at this point we are just going to no shield. Let Girafarig go down to a Thunder Punch. We can now come in with the Shadow Ambipom here, and we have debuffed their defense. So of course Aerial Ace is going to be resisted, and it is non-stab. But by the time we make it there, it should be enough damage to get the KO. So we are just going to go straight for the Aerial Ace, taking out the Ampharos, and we're able to take that game. So going into the next battle, we got Parasect into Alolan Ninetales. So of course, we are going to be running Cross Poison for coverage here, which will be very nice, and we are going to throw just before the opponent makes it to a charge move. Cross Poison is going to grab a shield from the opponent, and we're going to throw another Cross Poison since the opponent doesn't throw straight away. Cross Poison number 2 grabs both shields. We're then going to swap. We get a full Volt Switch in for free with our Raichu as they go for a Weather Ball, and we are going to stay in here, and I think we should be going for Wild Charge, but instead we're actually going to overfarm here, and instead we're going to double shield our Raichu. We're now going to go for a Trailblaze. This should be Trailblaze range, and of course this is also going to boost our attack. So let's see what the opponent comes in with. They're going to come in with a Venusaur, so unfortunately you're going to resist the Wild Charge, but it is boosted, and Wild Charge does big damage up against the Venusaur. Now we are going to come in with Deoxys, then swap and catch the charge move onto our Parasect, and you can see Deoxys is single move, and I have asked for people to run double move Pokemon, but realistically, are you actually ever going to throw a Dark Pulse with Deoxys? It doesn't really matter. We go straight for the Psycho Boost, it takes out the Pelipper, and we're able to take that game. So going into the next battle, we got a Shadow Tangela into Quagsire. So this is an amazing lead matchup for us. The opponent's going to stay in initially, then swap into Annihilate, and you can see we don't really have a response to Annihilate. So hopefully the opponent does just no shield this first move, but of course they are going to shield. They're going to be fighting for switch advantage, and they are probably going to be able to regain it here, which is really unfortunate for us. But we're going to no shield, and we can just barely make it to a Crunch, so that is a very nice call there. Not really wanting to use a shield. Going to grab both shields from the opponent, and at this point we can just come come in with the Metagross and go for a full Bullet Punch farm down. Now once again, Metagross is single moved. It is 90k to double move a Shadow Metagross, so I do understand that, but it would have been nicer to see some coverage here, especially up against the Quagsire. But we're just going to go straight for the Meteor Mash, and even resisted damage, it's still going to hit incredibly hard, and actually it might put them into perfect farm down range. But never mind, we're just going to no shield anyways, put our faith into our shiny Tangela, and the opponent comes in with a Sableye. So we're going to overfarm here, farming to the back-to-back charge moves, and Grass Knot from a Shadow Tangela takes out the Sableye. We've got a second charge move already loaded, of course. From very low HP, we can fully undercharge it, still taking out the Quagsire, and we're able to take that game. Into next game here, we've got a Shadow Porygon Z, and this is actually very rare to have in the Great League. It's only been available in like when these shadows first came out from the leaders. I think that's when you could get Porygon 2, or sorry, regular Porygon. What am I talking about? But either way, it has been available in raids, but unfortunately that is no longer able to get into the Great League as a Shadow Porygon Z. So either way, we're able to take out the Pidgeot there. Not really sure why they overfarmed so significantly, but either way, we're going to swap into our Shadow Haunter. And at this point, we can just shield once, hopefully go for a full Shadow Claw farm down. The opponent's final Pokemon is going to be a Quagsire. We are going to bait with an Ice Punch here. I don't think this is risky at all, because even if it does connect, it will put them into farm down range anyways. And at this point, we are going to shield our Shadow Haunter, just go for another Ice Punch, and you're going to see, even though it's non-stab, not super effective, it does huge damage. It puts them into farm down range. We can go for the Shadow Claw farm down, and we're able to take that game. So into the next battle, we've got a triple Mudkip evolution line, and I'm sure one person's already thinking, Swampert in a Battle of Spice, are you kidding me? But it is the theme that is spicy, not just that one particular Pokemon. But either way, we're able to catch a resisted discharge, which is very nice, because of course, Mudkip is just a pure water type Pokemon. But anyways, the opponent going to go for a Body Slam there, so maybe not running Trailblaze, otherwise I feel like they should have just thrown it. But either way, we can farm two back-to-back Surfs. Surf number one, not going to do too much damage here. The second Surf will be coming through. Surf will be doing some decent damage this time around, getting them into the red health range. And at this point, we are just going to let the... Okay, they are running Trailblaze after all, so not really sure why they didn't throw it straight away. But at this point, even a boosted Body Slam probably going to do a lot of damage up against our Mudkip, so we are going to shield that, and we are able to get a full Water Gun farm down. Now the opponent comes in with an Escavalier, and we are going to bait with a Sludge. Of course, this is double resisted, but the opponent is going to shield anyways, and now we can go for a Dig here. Dig, this might catch them off guard, and it does big damage to the Escavalier. We can swap into our Swampert. We're going to use our final shield as the opponent goes for an Acid Spray, which is really unfortunate, but we can now overfarm in this matchup. We lose CMP though. If this is an Acrobatics, it will easily take us out, but Aerial Ace, even with a double debuff to our defense, doesn't get the knockout. We can go for a Hydro Cannon there, and actually at this point, we're not going to throw a charge move. We realize Swampert is a pretty busted Pokemon to use. Instead, gonna come back in with the Mudkip, get the Water Gun farm down. We're able to Water Gun farm down the Escavalier, and we're able to take that game. Into the next battle, we got Ledian into a Togedemaru, so we're gonna Sage Swap into our Magby, and I think this is definitely an underleveled Magby, but I think the other two Pokemon are fully powered up all the way. We go for a Brick Break, grabbing a shield from the opponent here, and we are running Flamethrower as the secondary move. So we are going to shield up the Dig there, a bit unnecessary. The opponent probably could have just gotten away with going for an Aerial Ace, but now we're going to go and full send a Flamethrower, taking out the Gligar there. And let's see, the opponent's going to come in with a Mandibuzz. We are now going to go for another Brick Break, throwing on very poor timing there. Probably just assuming the opponent's going to throw straight away, but they don't. They're going to overfarm quite massively here, but that allows us to make it to another Flamethrower. Can we do it once again? Flamethrower, unfortunately, is going to be shielded this time around. And at this point, I think, yeah, we just come in with the Ledian. Of course, it's going to be pretty useless up against the Togedemaru without a Dynamic Punch loaded. The opponent's going to go for Dark Pulse there, which is very unnecessary. Could have just gone for the Aerial Ace there, but either way, the opponent goes for a Wild Charge. We can now just commit to a full Mudshot farm down. We will tank the next charge move as well. And Palpitoad can go for a full Mudshot farm down here. Going to come out with a Sludge Bomb loaded. We're going to go for one Mudshot, this time throwing on very good timing. Sludge Bomb will be coming through. Oh, sorry, Sludge Wave does big damage there, and it puts them into Bug Bite farm down range, so we're going to no shield. They go for the Dark Pulse. We can get the full Bug Bite farm down, and we're able to take that game. And into the final battle of this video, we lead Lipard into a Shadow Victory Bell. So we're going to say swap into Breloom straight away, and we are going to be able to make it to a Seed Bomb on the CMP tie with a potential Sludge Bomb. Of course, this is double resisted, but the opponent is going to shield anyways, and we're also going to shield here as the opponent goes for an Acid Spray, dropping our defense, and now they're going to come in with a Rock Throw, Shadow, Alolan Golem, and they're able to get the resisted farm down because they drop our defense. So that is quite a smart play from the opponent there. We can come back in with the Lipard, going straight for a Dark Pulse, grabbing the final shield from the opponent, and we do get them very low, to the point where we can actually just come in with our Shadow Staraptor and get the farm down. The opponent goes very Wild Charge there, which is going to be very helpful for us, as we were running Wing Attack, which is double resisted. We can now go for a full Wing Attack farm down up against the Victory Bell as well, as they only make it to a Leaf Blade, and the opponent's running a Shadow for Alligator in the back. Now, close combat going to do slightly more damage than the the neutral fly there. We're able to take out for Alligator and take that game. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and as well, don't forget to respond to the question of the day if you haven't done so already. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And if you want to take your support even further, you can now become a channel member with perks including early access to new videos, shoutouts at the end of each video, custom loyalty badges, and custom emojis to use in the comments. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has already become a channel member. Your support is greatly appreciated, and with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.